Or wait, what if you think, well, maybe we don't love each other anymore. We have to test again.
Oh man,
Or
I didn't even think of that.
if a guy's like saying, hey, look, I know you don't want to do it, but how about if I do it and show you how it's not that big a deal, and then you do it. I mean, there's like, what is with the fingernail I mean, good grief. I couldn't. I was just grossed out.
Now, Apple TV Plus usually puts out good content.
I know.
Do you believe this is a miss on Apple TV Plus's part?
I believe it's a great cast in a weird movie.
Okay, and that is Fingernails on Apple TV Plus.
It's 10:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour. We have developing news. The suspect in this morning's fatal shooting at the Lowe's store in West Bountiful has been located by police in southern Utah. We have more now from KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
That's right, Dan. So the police just told us up here in West Bountiful that Grand County Sheriff's deputies have located the suspect, Jake Jackson, on Highway 191 between Moab and Monticello. Right now, the Grand County Sheriff's Office says that he is barricaded in his vehicle and that they are trying to negotiate with him to get him safely out of that vehicle. This could take some time, but we do know that he has been named as a suspect of a murder here at the Lowe's parking lot in West Bountiful. They say a man in his 50s was shot multiple times and died here on the scene just after 5 a.m. We know that there is a female witness that police have confirmed has some kind of connection to these two parties, but she is cooperating. They're trying to get more information from her. If you are in the West Bountiful area, we got a lot of people coming into this pretty heavy shopping area. Just know that the stores and restaurants between about Office Max and Deseret Book going just to the border of the southern end of the Lowe's parking lot are still blocked off, as this is an active crime scene. So just be aware as you're coming through the area. Reporting live at the scene, Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
And our top national story this hour from ABC News. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other Israeli officials in Tel Aviv today. Blinken says he feels very confident that based on his conversations with Israeli leaders, there will be an increase in assistance getting in for innocent civilians who need it.
We are looking at very concrete, practical ways to widen the aperture, to significantly increase the assistance that's getting in, the food, the medicine, the water, fuel, other critical needs.
Israel insists, though, there will be no ceasefire until Hamas is destroyed. Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average up on the day 271 points. The NASDAQ is up 190. And our KSL weather, a cloudy weekend with some rain coming in next week. That's next. KSL News Time, 10:33.
We have enough people running around Broadcast House at 4 in the morning to field a football team.
Producers, reporters, the traffic team, and us.
This is Tim and Amanda.
Join us each morning from 5 to 9 on KSL News Radio.
Food brings people together, but for many families, figuring out where their next meal is coming from is a challenge. 1 in 10 children struggle with hunger in Utah. No one should have to go hungry, especially children. Macy's has partnered with local food banks for the 2023 Harvest of Hope food drive to help keep that from happening. From now through November 30th, you can help a family in need. It's easy. At the checkout, simply let your cashier know how much you would like to donate through Macy's Icon Drive. You can also purchase a prepackaged bag of food filled with the items that food banks need most. Every donation, regardless of size, makes a difference. If you prefer to shop online, you can donate to the Harvest of Hope this season from the comfort of your home by adding either of Macy's donation options to your online shopping cart at macys.com/online. If you'd like to track the progress of donations made toward the Utah Food Bank or learn more about Harvest of Hope, visit macys.com. Macy's. Happy shopping.
Call Climate Services is your local heating and air conditioning professionals that you can trust in every situation. Call Climate Services removes the stress that often accompanies a needed repair or replacement of your HVAC system. Call Climate Service technicians are trying to diagnose problems carefully and repair them safely and correctly. Their customers look forward to having them meet their needs and high expectations. Call Climate Services is a no gimmicks, straight talking with proven results company. Isn't it time that you give Call Climate Services a chance to make your day? Check out their Lennox Spring Specials at callclimate.com or give them a jingle at 801-298-4810. That's callclimate.com or call 801-298-4810. Remember, call Climate Services. Dependable service. Trusted Lennox products. Callclimate.com. That's callclimate.com. Call Climate Services 801-298-4810.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our quinces. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Jason Jones.
This is eastbound on 40 up in the Park City area. In fact, it's right around Kearns Boulevard, right? That exit there to Kearns Boulevard. It does not appear to be causing really any problems at all, so you shouldn't have to worry. Just keep an eye out as you pass through that area. Otherwise, the rest of your commute along the Wasatch Front is looking really good. No problems right now on I-15 from Ogden all the way down to Payson. In both directions, you're going to be running at regular speeds. Likewise, the belt route is moving smoothly. I-80 and 201, no problems there. Anywhere that you look in Ogden, Weber, Davis, any of those counties, you're going to be looking pretty fantastic at this point in time. Well, not Ogden County because that doesn't exist, but you know what I mean. How do you know if you're getting the best deal on employee benefits? You don't unless you get free quotes from every insurance company every year. Visit shopmyplan.com to get free quotes. I'm Jason Jones in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, cloudy with warmer daytime temperatures through Monday. There's a 30% chance of rain on Tuesday. And right now we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, 54 degrees. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com. Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Planning a weekend on the couch? Streaming your favorite movie or a new show? Andy and Steve sort through it all, so you only binge the best. It's The Movie Show Streaming Reviews on KSL News Radio.
Steve, as we were planning today's
You
show...
work for the FBI? How many phones do you need?
Shut up. As we were planning the show, we kind of jokingly named different segments, and this segment is named, but wait, there's even more streaming reviews, because I think this is the most we've ever had in one movie show, but there was so many things that came out this week. I don't know what it is about the first, apparently, weekend in November, but everything hit, it seems like, on the same day.
Yeah, even though a lot of big stuff has been pushed back, the little ones are creeping out of the...
And they're good, these little ones. We're going to talk about one right now. In fact, it's the movie Nyad.
World champion marathon swimmer.
The swim I want to do is 60 hours. That's Cuba to Florida.
Absolutely not. No. That's insane, Diana. You tried that when you were 28, and you did not make it when you're 28. You're 60.
I don't believe in imposed limitations. The only one who gets to decide if I'm through is me.
Spoiler alert, Gustavo, you played the trick. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, no, not again. So Nyad, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I was the only one that had seen it when it came to theaters. But now you've had a chance to see it, Steve. It's Annette Bening and it's Jodie Foster, and it's the story of Diana Nyad, the distance open water swimmer, who set all kinds of different records doing things, swimming around the Isle of Manhattan. She swam the English Channel, which that's so easy nowadays.
That was just a walk in the
it's
park.
a nothing. But the one, her great white whale, so to speak, was swimming from Cuba to Florida, which was supposed to take like 36 straight hours or something like that of swimming. And she tried it when she was 30 and it didn't work. And then that was that was the one she never conquered.
Right, and she kept trying to come back. And here's the story. It's so amazing, the camaraderie between her and Jodie Foster and Annette Bening in this, as now they're in their 60s and she wants to do it again. And Jodie Foster, if she doesn't get nominated for this, I will be shocked, because she plays the most supportive, kind, wonderful friend that was trying to tell her the truth, to her friend.
And Annette Bening, Annette Bening's character, Diana, her trademark is stubbornness.
Oh, never, ever, ever give up.
You can't be friends with someone like that unless you can be flexible, and that's what Jodie Foster, her character, I forgot the name of the character.
Bonnie, wasn't it?
Something. But at any rate, she plays that part, and to the point where she even does eventually get fed up herself. Look, Diana, stop it. You can't do this alone. You can't do this alone, and I don't have the bandwidth to keep helping you like this.
I know.
And it's well done. My thought when I saw it was like, wow, it is good to see Jodie Foster back on the screen.
Well, and then Rhys Ifans plays.
The ship captain,
navigator. He's a navigator. There's actually a lady who's driving the boat.
Right,
but
that's true. That's a good
the
point.
technology they come up with, like having the red line lighted. Before when she did it when she was 30, they put her in a cage, and then the shark cage, which that was ridiculous.
Didn't work either. And there were things that she had to deal with. She had to learn how to deal with jellyfish, and she had to learn how to deal. And the rule is she can't touch the boat.
Right.
She can't touch the boat,
Or
and she
nor
can't
can
touch
anyone
the people.
Right.
So when she has to change into like a wetsuit for a certain swim, they got to throw it out to her. And she's got to tread water while she puts it on, and then keep going. And it just, Diana knew she had the mental fortitude, but the question was, would she be able to hold up physically? And there's a point when you've been awake and swimming for over 24 hours where you start to hallucinate.
Yeah. That was
kind of cool too.
This is a brilliant movie. I actually loved this movie. I regret not seeing it with you in the theater, but I begged them Netflix last night to please send me this. It's an oversight.
And you're glad you did.
And he immediately sent it, which is a miracle. And I'm telling you, this was a wonderful. I mean, people like a sports inspiration.
Yes,
film.
and that's one of the things I like best about it is I love the inspiration that comes from sports and endurance sports.
So
in
Doug
particular.
Wright's going to love this movie if he hasn't seen. Well, he hasn't seen it, of course.
He'll see it today because it's on Netflix. That is Nyad. And what would you, if you gave it a grade right now?
A-.
See, that's a high mark from Steve. All right, and then we have one last streaming thing to talk about quickly on Paramount Plus. A new series starting Sunday called Lawmen. Bass Reeves.
David Oyelowo plays the lead. He was on the Confederate side. Actually, his master was a Confederate major, so he kind of had to follow him. He says, "You take this gun and you follow me, boy." And the master's played by Shia Wiggum, who's a great actor. But at one point, he's like, I've had enough of this, and he kind of goes and does his own thing. This is another one of those Taylor Sheridan produced, but he's an executive producer in this one. This is not one of his.
This is one where he said, what would be a good idea if we had a guy who was in the Confederacy and then he became a lawman, and then that's what Taylor Sheridan contributed and everybody else.
Maybe. I don't even know if
I
that
don't know.
part of it is true. He's an executive producer. Now he can pay to have somebody do this stuff.
Well, that's
and
true.
His name is on it, but it's not. He doesn't write it or direct it. So, but David Oyelowo was a great actor, and Dennis Quaid is in this.
Really?
Yeah, and Sutherland, Daddy
Donald
Sutherland is in as Judge Parker.
So man, Donald Sutherland is an old West judge.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so
like,
I've seen the first.
That's like casting Sam Elliott as an old cowboy.
Exactly. And I don't know who else is going to show up, but so far it's pretty good. I've seen the first 2 episodes,
which I do believe the first 2 premiere this Sunday.
I think that's right, and then subsequent will be one. There are 8 total, I think.
One a week.
But
Sunday nights on Paramount Plus.
So yeah, thumbs up for me. I thought this was pretty good.
All right, that was one I wanted to get to, but I didn't have time. So that's good. That's good to know that I'll like Lawmen Bass Reeves. Well, today the movie show is coming to you from Sound Sleep Medical, and we're joined by Melissa Lowry. Melissa, we've talked about signs that, and maybe it's probably never a bad idea to just go over the things that tell you there may be something wrong with your sleep, and maybe things you didn't think were indicators of that. I mean, everybody feels tired, right? No matter how much sleep you get, it almost feels like you're going to feel tired. But this is a different kind of thing. I mean, there's a difference when you feel tired, but when you start nodding off at times that you shouldn't be nodding off, that's your body telling you that you're way too tired.
Correct. And snoring is also a really easy indicator. Some people think, oh gosh, it's just an annoying noise. It's not a big deal.
Is snoring an absolute indicator, or?
There's a couple kinds of snoring. There's snoring from your nose, and that's not sleep apnea. Sleep apnea snoring happens at the back of your throat. It's really loud snoring that maybe you could hear behind a shut door. It is more than just an annoying noise, though. And the only way to know, Steve, that's a good point. How do I know which one it is to get a test done. And that's what we're offering today, is a test that would tell us what kind of snoring is it. But, there's a lot of couples out there who, believe it or not, are sleeping in separate rooms because of the snoring. And it doesn't need to be that way. This is such an easy way to fix it. At Sound Sleep Medical, we do an oral appliance, which is a big name for it's like a custom-made mouth guard, essentially. Kind of like bleach trays that you just wear on your teeth during the night. And it's adjustable, and we will talk to you more about that when you come into the office. But long story short, we can make that snoring go away. You can be back in the same room as your partner, and most importantly, let's make sure your oxygen is where it should be during the night.
Right, and that's the key, and that's what you'll test on the night you take home that sleep test. They're checking to see how much oxygen is in your blood, because it needs to be a certain amount for your body to function the way it's supposed to be. But it will function with less than that. It just causes other issues later on. And so, I mean, maybe it's a crude comparison. Like, you can drive for a little bit without any oil in your engine, but we don't recommend it, and it can do some serious damage that can be difficult to impossible to repair. And you don't want to have that happen with things like, you can gain weight from not getting enough sleep. It can cause stress on your heart. That's another one, especially when you stop breathing during the night. If your apnea is more than just the occasional, that puts stress on your heart that can take years off your life. And so getting the sleep apnea corrected, and this is a way to do it without the use of a CPAP machine. It's called oral appliance therapy. So the number you got to call is 801-716-8672. 801-716-8672 to call Sound Sleep Medical. And this is what you get when you call, Melissa. You get a free sleep screening, yes?
True.
And you get a free sleep consultation, no copay. These are free. You get to come in and make this happen. And then the first 10 callers, we need to check and see if we still have any of these, but the first 10 callers today during the movie show get a $10 Amazon e-gift card just for booking that appointment.
Well, and it's the first 10 callers every time I come on with you.
Oh, so there is a bonus to listening to the movie show
for sure. So
early.
Call right now. Yeah.
I love it. And then all callers who schedule an appointment will be entered to win a drawing for a Sleep Better gift basket, which includes
Purple Pillow, Minky Blanket, $50 Amazon gift card. And again, all of this is free, no obligation. The oral appliance is probably covered by your health insurance. It's a great time of year. You've likely met your deductible, so come and see us.
So there's no reason not to, and plenty of reasons that you should come and call Sound Sleep Medical at 801-716-8672. Nice job. Oh, thank you. Right now. I rode a weight loss journey about a month and a half ago, and I am thrilled to report that now about 6 weeks in, I have lost just under 30 pounds. That's almost 5 pounds a week on the SOTA weight loss. And the benefits are just, I mean, I'm wearing clothes that I couldn't fit into before.
You look annoyingly healthy right now.
Thank you. And it is nice. Like, I'm sure that there was times when I would look in the mirror and think, you know what, I remember what I used to look. I mean, I was like 130 pounds when I graduated high school, same height as I am now. So when I was double that weight, there was something just in the back of my mind that told me I got to do something about it. And I waited. I tried a couple of things, but nothing that worked. And I just felt like I was missing something. And the great thing about SOTA is you have customized meal plans, which means I don't have to think about everything. My biggest job is, okay, which of these 4 things am I going to eat in which order? And that's so helpful for somebody who's on the schedule that I have. And I have a nutritionist who helps me all along the way. I check in with her every week. She gives me encouragement. I had to get through Halloween this week without eating any candy, and I didn't. But this is part of my SOTA weight loss journey. At some point, I'll reach a part where I get to maintain. But right now, 30 pounds in just almost 30 pounds in 6 weeks, and that is on SOTA. Go to SOTAweightloss.com and see the 8,200 other people who are just like me and have found that SOTA is an amazing thing. That's SOTA, stands for state of the art.
Hey, Derek Overstreet here from the New Millennium Group, financial advisors in Utah. You know, I've been helping people retire in the state of Utah for the last 20 years. The way we do that is we actually find out what is important to you. We create a step-by-step plan that takes into consideration your income, your debt, whether you want money from real estate, stock market, annuities, life insurance, whatever. If you want to deal with professionals, people that are fiduciaries and have a legal responsibility and obligation to do what's in your best interest, give my team a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370. Or go to my website, utahsfinancialplanner.com. If you'd like to retire 3 to 5 years before you thought it was possible, give my team a call right now. 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370.
Any Hour Services can help you make sure your furnace keeps you warm this winter. Whether you need a tune-up, a repair, or a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
With the 3 things you need to know this hour, I'm Dan Bomas. First, police in southern Utah dealing with a barricaded suspect from a fatal shooting early this morning in West Bountiful. Highway 191 is closed from Moab to Monticello. Second, the U.S. economy created fewer jobs than expected in October. And third, the Secretary of State working to create pauses in the fighting in Gaza to bring relief to trapped civilians. Right now, mostly cloudy, 54 degrees in Salt Lake City. Back to the movie show on KSL News Radio.
10, 9. The KSL Movie Show Top 10.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That little goat bleeding means it's time for the Movie Show Top 10, sponsored by Call Climate Services. Now that we've got cold temperatures and winter approaching, Scott Call and his amazing team will take good care of you. So call Climate Services.
Yeah, and this is a family-owned business. We've known them forever. I know Scott, his wife. They're very dear friends, and they do great work.
And they sponsored the Movie Show Top 10. And number 10 this week, Steve, still hanging on, a movie that you liked, I thought was average, The Creator. I wanted it to be better. I really did.
The look of this thing, though, for an $80 million budget, looked like a $300 million budget, which is probably good news because it's made $98 million worldwide, which is probably still not at breaking even, but
at least it's not losing money.
Well, not
much.
Drastically.
All right, number 9, Saw 10, still in after 5 weeks.
Can't believe it.
Well, it was Halloween this past week, so maybe that's what kept it a little bit more alive.
Well, plus,
which is the weird thing to say.
Well, plus it's also kind of gone back to its origins with.
Was this the prequel to Fingernails, the movie you were just talking about?
Should have been.
All right, number 8, Freelance.
Yeah.
So it debuted at number 8.
It made 2.
Zero publicity on this movie. Zero.
And it made $674,000 in foreign, so it's a 2.7.
Oh, Alison Brie, you deserve so much better than that, in my opinion, because I love
And
Allison.
John Cena, what a
John Cena.
Shakespearean actor.
We've got number 7. Hey, 2 weeks in a row, The Nightmare Before Christmas, a 30-year-old movie, is in the top 10.
Yeah, and it's made an additional 8.6 domestic. However, the foreign seems to be missing. It's made $133.
100. And that was somebody who paid on Vudu to watch it overseas, probably.
On foreign, so it's at 8.6.
Okay, but that's still a 30-year-old movie in the top 10. Number 6, the farthest that it has fallen in its 6 weeks, Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, finally losing its grip on the top 3.
Oh, no.
It's a kid's movie.
60 domestic, 107 foreign. It's at 167. You know,
it is what it is. They've already announced there's going to be another Paw Patrol movie. I don't know if you saw that.
Shocking.
I know, right? Number 5, The Exorcist Believer.
What a balanced movie in a weird way. 60 domestic, 62 foreign. We're at 122, and it's considered a hit.
And then we've got number 4, After Death, the Angel Studios movie that we talked about last week.
Its gross does $6 million domestic, nothing on foreign yet.
So it's not kind of shaking the box office world like Sound of Freedom did from Angel Studios, but still debuting at number 4. That's pretty good.
Yep.
And I liked it. I actually thought it was kind of moving and offered a cool message of hope that I connected with.
The more I thought about it, and the greater range that I thought it provided, I appreciated it more.
Awesome. All right, then we have number 3, Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon.
Well, this cost $1 zillion to make. Made 43 domestic, 44 foreign, 87 total.
Is this disappointing or is this expected?
Well, I think the fact that this is going to go to Apple TV Plus, this is their movie.
Oh, so that is kind of a bonus.
Yeah, this is all bonus money. And here's the funny part. Apple goes, well, we finally figured out that if we put it out theatrically for a few weeks and made that money, then we'll probably make it again. Like, stupidest. Who didn't come up with this?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, seriously, wake up.
Oh, and then number 2, finally knocked off the top perch, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour.
Oh, the poor thing. It's only made $203 million, and she just went over the billion.
Yes, she's now a billionaire officially.
I thought she was before now, but okay.
But officially is Taylor Swift a billionaire now. All right, and then number 1, the video game-based Five Nights at Freddy's. Despite a day-and-date release on streaming on Peacock, Five Nights at Freddy's took number 1 at the box office.
Unbelievable numbers. 89 million domestic, 60 million foreign, 149, and it was the highest grossing Peacock numbers. So it
was people
won,
watching it at
won.
home and in the theaters.
Yeah.
Well, if you think if they'd have waited 2 weeks, could they have doubled their box office?
You know what? To me, it appears that this is an anomaly. Normally, this would not have happened, but the kids went in droves to see this. My neighborhood, all the kids went.
I was going to say. So at the screening we were at, there was a couple kids from my neighborhood. They're older now, they're both in college, but they were at the screening. They went home and convinced their parents and other siblings to go see it with them. And I kid you not, I thought that their mom, I'm like, this is not a movie that she's going to like. In fact, I thought, wow, she is so nice to go with her family to this movie. And when I talked to her, she's like, I actually kind of liked it. And I was like, no. And she's like, yeah, no, but see, my son's explained to me all the different things that were going on. And I said, because maybe that's, Steve, where you and I, maybe we would have benefited from being a little more steeped in the lore. But I will say this, too, about a movie. If you can't attract the regular audience, if it's only in people that get it, I think that's a miss.
Well, I think they would probably say otherwise.
Okay. The dollars, okay, that's fair.
I mean, it cost $10 to make and it made $149 million. Come on.
My 16-year-old daughter, she went to go watch it with her friends on Peacock. She's like, that was the stupidest thing. And I was like, what?
Seriously?
Like, I thought for sure she would love it.
Yeah.
And she didn't. And then I thought for sure my neighbor would hate it, and she liked it. So,
well, I didn't care for it.
This is why we're the experts, right? All predictions wrong or your money back.
I just think this is one of those tour de force where all the young people, the word went out, you got to see Five Nights at Freddy's. It's going to be the greatest movie
It's
ever.
FNAF, by the way.
What?
It's FNAF.
Oh, good.
Seriously, that's how they refer to it. So that is the movie show.
I got an FNAF for you right here.
That is the Movie Show Top 10, sponsored by Call Climate Services. The Movie Show is coming to you live today from Sound Sleep Medical. We're at one of their 7 locations in Utah: Ogden, Layton, Salt Lake, Murray. We're at the location in Sandy right now, as well as American Fork and Provo. So there's a place near you all along the Wasatch Front where you can come and get a free sleep screening. This is today's offer: a free sleep screening and a free sleep consultation for our first 50 callers who schedule an appointment. It's free. Not a copay, no nothing. Then our first 10 callers, and I know we've already got some, so I hope there's still a couple of spots left, Melissa, because we still got another hour of the movie show. But the first 10 callers today that book an appointment get a $10 Amazon e-gift card just for booking the appointment. So you're essentially paying someone to come in and maybe improve and probably improve their life.
Save their lives.
Right. And just as a reminder, it's the first 10 callers every time they hear me with you on the radio.
Don't tell them that.
Well, I want them to
why
know
not?
what a great deal it is.
But it is a great deal. You
Yeah.
were right. And you were so kind to the movie show. I mean, look at this. This is, once again, I'm trying to be stingy, and you're being so generous.
I know. And you mentioned our 7 locations up and down the Wasatch Front. But also, if there are any listeners out there right now in St. George, we are actually opening up an 8th location in St. George this month on November 20th. So it's coming your way.
So call and make that appointment, because you could be one of the first people. See, look at that. Even the same, you take care of people all down, up and down Utah.
Right. And I just want to emphasize again that We treat sleep apnea and snoring with an oral appliance, much, much easier than a CPAP.
Yep.
No electricity, no
Way more
distilled
convenient,
water.
for sure.
Yeah, no mask on your face with that annoying air pressure. And it's probably covered by your health insurance. We're in network with so many companies out there, including Medicare. Medicare's great with this.
If you have sleep apnea and you go camping, let me tell you, when you fix that, your campouts, I kid you not, improve by at least 50%. Because you
dozing off
when
into
you
the
sleep
campfire.
good in a camp, there's almost nothing like that. And when you don't, it can be a miserable long night.
Well, and it's a great point. You know, maybe you're doing great with your CPAP at home, but when you travel or go camping, you're like, it's too inconvenient. I don't want to bring it with me. Use this oral appliance in addition to your CPAP. You can use it just when you travel or camp, or maybe as a backup when the power goes out. So it's not like you have to do one or the other. I have a lot of people out there that are using both.
So call right now, 801-716-8672 for Sound Sleep Medical.
KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City.
It's 11:01 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour. The suspect in this morning's fatal shooting at the Lowe's store in West Bountiful has been located by police in southern Utah. Highway 191 is closed right now between Moab and Monticello while officers deal with the barricaded suspect. West Bountiful's police chief identified the suspect as Jake Jackson. The victim was a man in his 50s, and police say he died at the scene. The United States added 155,000 new jobs in October. The unemployment rate is at 3.9%. Zions Bank senior economist Robert Spendlove says this is below the number they expected.
The struggle we've had is these numbers have been all over the place. Last month, the actual job report came in way above the expectation. So we were hoping for signs of that cooling that the Fed has been trying to achieve. And so it looks like we're seeing that.
Spendlove says the unemployment rate shows labor demand is easing up. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Freddie Klein, who was appointed by former President Trump to a position in the State Department, has been sentenced now to more than 5 years in prison for his role in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. ABC News reports Klein was convicted of 8 felonies, including 6 charges of assault. Prosecutors were asking for a 10-year sentence. Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average right now looks like it's gone up on the day, 316 points right now. After a couple of up days earlier this week, the NASDAQ is up right now 188 points. And it looks like a cloudy weekend ahead. KSL weather's next. KSL News Time, 11:03.
Early mornings can be hard enough, just getting yourself going.
We try to make it a little easier with news and weather from comfortable, trusted anchors and reporters.
Join us on Utah's Morning News between 5 and 9
on KSL News Radio.
Introducing Yes, Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. We're bringing all of Utah's favorite HVAC, plumbing, and electrical brands under one roof. Maximize your energy savings with a new energy-efficient heating and cooling system from Yes, and you could save up to $4,500 through possible tax credits and other discounts. Purchase a new system today, and Yes will buy back your old inefficient HVAC system. Visit theyesmancan.com to schedule your appointment. Call now or visit theyesmancan.com for details, terms, and conditions.
Get big savings and big rewards during Provember at Lowe's. Right now, MVP's members earn 3 times the bonus points on DeWalt products and save $200 on a DeWalt sliding compound miter saw. Plus, earn 3 times the bonus points on Little Giant products and save $70 on a Little Giant multi-position 14-foot ladder. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 11/22.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand-name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Ricky Meese.
We've had a vehicle fire reported southbound on I-15. Working on getting more details, but right now I'm trying to even find it in the UDOT cameras, not seeing it. It will be reported, I'm going to say, right around the point of the mountain. Still working on details again. Right now I'm not seeing any delays in the area. Come find Utah's prettiest diamonds in every price range and Utah's best service at J. Brooks Jewelers in Lehigh, Murray, and online. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather cloudy with warmer daytime temperatures through Monday. There's a 30% chance of rain on Tuesday. And right now we're looking at 58 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's the KSL Movie Show.
It's gonna work. It's passable, okay? This isn't terrible.
The week's big movie review, movie news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
We're slow learners, and we're not particularly good listeners.
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Well, we've been receiving texts on our line at 57500. Some
What does it say, quit?
Thankfully, no. We are getting texts about your favorite World War II movie or miniseries. I'm disappointed that I haven't seen anybody put The Winds of War and War in Remembrance on here because those are two of my favorite World War II TV miniseries from the 80s starring Robert Mitchum and just a whole host. Ian McShane when he was still young.
Those books were amazing.
Oh, they were. Herman Wouk.
Yeah.
He wrote The Caine Mutiny also when we talked about the movie that was based on his book. Exactly. Here's a vote for Pearl Harbor. Somebody likes it. Come on. It's all right. I didn't hate the movie.
He went on the junket on the Stennet. It was a
Did he
aircraft
like the movie?
carrier. And then they all came up to the top and watched the movie overlooking the Arizona Memorial. How do you not like a movie after that? Come on.
Okay, now that's how you do a junket.
Yeah.
The only thing you could do better is if they put me on the actual Millennium Falcon that flies into space and then shows me a Star Wars movie. It could be the biggest piece of garbage in history, and if I'm on the real Millennium Falcon, I would love it. All right, here's The Great Escape.
Ooh, love
Steve
that movie.
McQueen. The Longest Day.
Yes.
South Pacific.
How about
Black Sheep Squadron TV show?
Just saw this the other day. It was on. The Enterprise aircraft carrier that goes back in time.
Oh,
Something Countdown.
The Final Countdown.
Is that it?
It is.
Great movie.
All right, so lots of good ones coming in. Here's a Hogan's Heroes vote.
Yay!
That's probably from my older brother.
Stalag 13 is a great movie.
Stalag 13. Maybe we should write, are there any bad World War II movies? Oh, no, Pearl Harbor's getting 1,000. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's review another movie, Steve. Let's do Radical.
Okay.
Gustavo will translate.
Yo no voy a decidir lo que van a aprender. Eso lo van a decidir ustedes. Puede ser lo que sea, ¿eh? Lo que sea.
Pero ¿cómo vamos a sacar buenas
Gustavo, where are you, buddy?
¿Qué importan las calificaciones?
I'm right here.
Okay, translate that for us.
So he's saying, hey, you guys are gonna study whatever you want. Whatever you want. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to study. And then the little girl is like, well, how are we gonna get graded? And she's like, and then he's like, forget about the grades. We're just gonna learn. That's what basically he said.
Wow, well, that is an outstanding translation. That almost matched what I saw in the subtitles when I watched this movie last night.
Thank you.
Well,
Hold the
applause.
applause.
Girl voice, that would have been even better.
So what you heard was Eugenio Derbez. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Eugenio Derbez.
Eugenio Derbez. At any rate, you've seen him in things like How to Be a Latin Lover. You probably he was in the Overboard remake from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He plays a teacher who goes to the worst performing school in Mexico.
By the way, he was in Coda.
He was?
Academy Award-winning teacher.
Oh.
He was the teacher. He's always a teacher.
Well, that's true. And this is very much a teacher. Steve mentioned in our open about how if you've seen Stand and Deliver, it does have a very similar vibe. But he goes to the worst performing school in Mexico. They have the worst test scores. And he goes about teaching them a little bit of a different way. This movie, it's not groundbreaking in that you don't know kind of where the story's going to go. It's not like you're like, wow, I've never seen this presented before. I mean, you've seen Dead Poets Society. You've seen where the teacher uses unorthodox methods to reach the kids. But this is based on a true story. And, man, is it a heart-wrenching, beautiful tale that it tells so many stories without having to sit and tell you that in dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, Matamoros is a pretty rough place, and the kids are so used to gunplay. You know, they might be in class. They don't even blink when they hear gunfire going on outside and cars going by and people shooting at each other. It's like,
no, and then they walk home in front of bodies under sheets while the police, like...
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
And they just walk. They don't even look at it. It's like, oh, yeah, that's that.
And one of the girls, I mean, her father, they live right next to a big, giant mountain of landfill. And she's always out there picking out stuff. And
he searches for metal that they then sell for scrap.
Yeah. And there's all these different stories. Nico, the young kid who...
It's him and his brother.
Yeah, and they live in a shack. But his brother's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And the main drug dealer wants the kid to join them. And, you know, there's so many great little stories here, on top of the fact that he's teaching them how to think for themselves. And then even brings the principal on board. It's brilliant.
Look, it's just we could sit and tell you the whole story because we liked it that much that if that's what it took to convince you to watch it, I would tell you the whole story of the movie if you said you'd watch it when I got done telling you about it. But I liked it. This is easily 1 or 1A on my pick of the week.
Yeah, I'd say it's top of my list also. It's just a beautiful movie, heartfelt. The whole thing is just... It's the best thing Eugenio has ever done.
Oh, for sure. And this is called Radical. And is it how many theaters can people see this in?
Oh, boy. Radical is it's at the Valley Fair, it's at Century 16, and it's at the Jordan Landing.
And let me tell you, I promise you, it's worth it. It doesn't matter that it's all in Spanish with English subtitles. Like, in fact, in some ways, I kind of like that you can read all the dialogue and then just watch as the people... Like, you can watch how they're it's hard to describe.
I forgot it was in Spanish.
Yeah, it's in full Spanish with English subtitles, but I promise you'll get so lost in this that it won't even bother you.
And lost in a good way.
Yes, lost in a you'll get so lost in the story that as you're reading this, you're like it won't bother you. I promise you, it is worth your time investment.
It is so inspiring and such a sweet, beautiful story.
This is called Radical, and it is rated PG-13. All right, Steve, we got enough time for another one. How about we talk about the Persian version?
Okay.
This is my family in a nutshell. The disco king, the troublemaker, JFK Jr. minus the plane crash, the brainiac, the goth, the hippie, the greaser, and the metrosexual. And me.
Ever since you were a kid, there was not one rule you did not want to break.
Layla, sweatpants. It's too hot.
Don't be a bad Muslim.
My daughter plays basketball and my son is a cheerleader.
Now, it won't be everyone's cup of tea. I'm just going to say this up front. But this is the tale about an Iranian-American girl who struggles with the clash between her cultures, like the American and the Iranian side of her. She was born in Iran, but she moved here in the early 80s with her parents when she was young. And she's at constant odds with her mother. This is a movie that I thought was funny, sad, heartwarming at times, heartbreaking at other times. There's a lot of Farsi speaking, but a lot of the subtitles are done in almost this, I don't even know how to describe it, like comic book way where the words will pop up on the screen in different fonts off to the side of the different characters. And it just, I didn't know what to expect, but I thought the Layla, it's Mohammadi, I think, or Mohammadi, who plays the main character, Layla, I just thought she was charming, and I hope to see her in a lot more stuff, but This, you could tell as you watched it, Steve, in my opinion, was very personal to the writer and director. This was obviously stuff that was pulled from their own life because it was way too specific and way too, like, relatable for it to have just been, you know what would be interesting to tell this random story.
Yeah.
And the way it unfolds, I don't want to give away anything, but this was one that had me teared up at the end again.
Actually, it had me teared up in a couple places. I loved how, in a teenage way, how she explained the history of Iran and the U.S., Nixon and the Shah. It was just clever. It was done in not like a David Attenborough kind of way. It was just very methodically, but in a beautiful, funny teenage sort of way. And the whole thing, the brothers were all.
Yeah. Oh, and
crazy.
she has like 10 brothers.
8, wasn't there 8?
Or something like that. It's a huge number, and oh, there's so much. Like I almost want to give away some just so that you can understand. It's well done. There's a lot, and then I like that it's highlighting a people and a place that we don't really know a lot about here in the U.S. Like it's Iran. Like they've been my whole life since I was 4. They've been the enemy.
Yeah.
And so getting a spotlight on the strength of especially the Iranian women. Oh, it's really well done. And this was another Sundance Award winner. This one won, it won, I don't remember which award, but it did win an award at Sundance. Like, it was well liked beyond just me.
I love it when she runs into an old girlfriend at the grocery store, puts on a gorilla mask. It's just fun.
And remember, it's a girlfriend, and her family is Muslim, so that didn't go over too well with her family. But that's what I'm saying. All the different cultural things. Like, I just thought that added and made the story really rich.
I agree.
All right, and that is called The Persian Version, and that is only playing at a couple of theaters, I believe.
Persian Version is a good question. I think it's at the Broadway for sure. I'm not sure beyond that.
All right, but it is, if you get a chance, I think this is a good one. And if you can't catch it in theaters, it'd be worth watch on streaming also. Okay, well, the movie show today live at Sound Sleep Medical, and we're joined again by Melissa Lowry. Melissa, now that I fully understand what you mean, is we can take 10 callers right now who can get a $10 Amazon gift card.
That's the way it works.
So this is even more generous than I even thought. I thought it was going to be 10 callers for the whole movie show, and we were going to hit that, and then it was like everybody else is like, sorry, you didn't call soon enough. You're so generous that you're saying that anybody right now, for the first 10 callers who call 801-716-8672 and book an appointment, will get a $10 Amazon e-gift card just for making that appointment.
That's right. So that's one great reason not to procrastinate calling. Another one, obviously the most important one, is let's get you treated. You may have heard us on this show. We're often here with you guys. And for whatever reason, you haven't called in yet. But I had a guy just a couple of weeks ago. He'd met with me the year prior. He didn't do anything about his sleep apnea. A year later, now he's back in my office with his wife because he's had a stroke. And unfortunately, there are physical impairments, there were some mental impairments, and it was just tragic because he procrastinated, and now unfortunately we're treating it after the fact, after the stroke. And it didn't need to be that way. We didn't have to be dealing with these consequences if he just hadn't procrastinated.
Now, if your concern is you just like, I can't just do that the CPAP machine. It's just like, it's going to be too much of a big deal. This is the great news, is we're not talking about sleep apnea being fixed by a CPAP machine. We're talking about oral appliance therapy, which is just, for the way you've described it to me, it's like a couple of bleach trays you put in your mouth. It's not bleach trays, but it's like that.
Yeah, it's custom made. It's like bleach trays or a custom made mouth guard. It's a really easy way to fix apnea, much easier than the CPAP machine for most people. We test also in a really easy way. It's at home in your own bed. You're not overnight at a lab or some hospital. It's a great way to test. It's a great way to treat. We are offering for you to come in to meet with our sleep specialists in any of our 7 offices.
Soon to be 8.
Soon to be 8, with St. George opening on November 20th. So really there's no reason to call. But the most important reason is let's fix this problem before you've got serious repercussions like that gentleman that had the stroke.
And here's the good news. it's covered by most medical insurances. So as we reach end of the year, you've used up your deductible. So now here's a chance to, I mean, this is what we do, right? We save it for the end of the year when we have to do something that that may cost a little bit more than, just a $25 copay here and there. And so a chance to fix and correct your mild, it's mild to medium.
We can treat all levels
You can treat
of sleep
all levels.
apnea.
Oh, that's even
Yep.
better. So call 801-716-8672. Come in, find out if you don't have any sleep issues. They'll send you home and say, "Hey, congratulations, you don't have any sleep issues," right?
Right.
And you
There
still
is-
get that $10 gift card.
There is no obligation with any of this, but yeah, especially if you've hit those deductibles, don't miss that either. Don't miss that window, because it's probably covered by your health insurance, qualified for HSA, flex spending, and if you're unlucky there, we do 0% financing for those who need it.
801-716-8672 to make an appointment with Sound Sleep Medical.
Saturday, the BYU Cougars will be prowling the hills and hollers of Mountaineer Country. BYU, West Virginia. Join us for special extended pregame coverage as the Cougs shoot for win number 6 and a bowl bid. Saturday at noon on Utah's legacy home of the Cougars. KSL News Radio.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. Got the Western Nut Company catalog in the mail the other day. I love the holiday season because since 1966, Western Nut has certainly been a part of our holidays at the Wright family. Right now, they are doing something extra special. I don't think they've ever done this before. Friends and family discount for all of us for just a couple of days coming up on November 9th through the 11th. Mark your calendar. You're going to save like crazy, not only on the nuts and the goodies, the candies and the peanut brittle, but you're going to save on decor as well. As a matter of fact, in the store, they're going to have people there who can really help you out and give you some advice for decorating this holiday season. You're going to be amazed. That store is wonderful at 434 South on 3rd West. Don't miss it. The Friends and Family event, 20% off on everything in the store. Mark your calendar. It's on November 9th through the 11th, the Western Nut Company.
Getting help with plumbing repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
As the weather turns colder, this is when you need to get those new windows. So call Advanced Window Products. They'll replace your single-pane, rickety old windows with stylish, state-of-the-art double-pane windows with precision frames. You pick the style and color. They're custom-made right here in Salt Lake City. This company is so Utah. It's run by two guys who grew up here, Jake Weber and Utes defensive star Nate Orchard, the mayor of Sacktown with 7 NFL seasons under his belt. Great guys, great company building high-quality windows for 37 years. Unlike other companies, they build the windows, they install the windows, and they guarantee them for life. No middleman. There's Jake, Nate, and their team, and there's you. Saving on the highest quality windows. Right now, before winter, get $2,000 off 10 windows or more, and they offer 60 months, 0% financing. So call Advanced Window Products now. You could have stylish new windows in 8 weeks. 801-850-9100. 801-850-9100 or visit AdvancedWindowsUSA.com.
The Movie Show.
It's a fake laugh.
It's real on KSL News Radio.
Texts continue to come in at 57500. Your favorite World War II movie or TV series. We got a vote for Hacksaw Ridge. Ooh. That was Eastwood, right? Maybe. Another vote for Band of Brothers, which for some people, like, it begins and ends with Band of Brothers. There's never been better World War II.
What was the other Ridge movie where the guy brought wounded back and forth?
Isn't that Hacksaw Ridge?
Is it? Okay.
All right. Then another vote for Tora Tora Tora. Here's one for Sands of Iwo Jima and Battle of the Bulge.
Yes, yes.
Let's see. Generation War. I'm not familiar with that one. The texture suggested that one. And then here's one from Midway. Now, there's two versions of Midway. There's one in the 70s, and there's one from a couple of years ago, right?
Yes.
Okay. I actually liked the one from a couple of years ago. World War II buffs. My brother was a history major. They have some issues with it. Dave Meekum has huge issues with it.
Yeah.
But Dave's was a World War II buff. So, all right, those are all movies and TV series that people love from World War II. But let's remove. How about we review a movie instead of remove it? And that is What Happens Later.
Hello, Wilhelmina.
Hello, William.
How have you been?
Oh, for the last 20 years?
25, maybe.
Attention, Boston and Austin passengers. Those flights have been delayed until further notice.
Those 2 flights?
Just us.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
I want to say that it's Josh Lucas.
You think? It seems too deep for Josh Lucas, in my opinion. But what you heard is Meg Ryan's return to the big screen after an 8-year absence. She in a movie that she also directed and co-wrote. I say co-wrote because this is based on a stage play.
Right.
And halfway through the movie, I was like, this has to be based on a stage play because this feels like they're doing a stage play with a bigger set.
Yeah, they can move around, which is nice. They can go from room to room to
and drive around on a golf cart.
Yeah, in a regional airport, never to be named.
Yeah, they never did name it either. And with fake CG snow coming outside that doesn't look anything like the storm of the century, but it doesn't have to be the storm of the century because that's just the plot device that get these 2 former ex-lovers who run into each other in the airport to have a sit-down conversation that then takes place over the course of a night.
Yeah, and you know what? At first, I was a little put off because I hadn't seen her for a while, and I know she had some work done, and that.
It's hard to get past. There's
well,
no
you know
question.
What? For me, though, it was only distracting for a while, and then I just got used to it.
I thought she looked kind of like Kim Basinger with Meg Ryan's voice. As soon as you hear the voice, it's Meg Ryan, and there are some shots where it looks like the Meg Ryan that I remember. But I just hate what Botox has done in Hollywood. I really do. Because it wouldn't matter to me one bit if Meg Ryan has wrinkles around her eyes or in her face. Like, it wouldn't matter to me one bit.
Because people age. That's how it works.
And it's Meg Ryan. So, but at any rate, but laying that aside, it's still kind of fun, and it's definitely like, it feels like Meg Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
And David Duchovny, too. I forget. He's been in some rom-coms. He's in Return to Me, which is one of my favorite romantic movies of all.
It's one of my daughter's favorite movies, Return to Me. And I thought they were both really good at. It was funny because I thought, oh, good. Is this going to be one of those, you know what you did to me 25 years ago? Rah, 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 rah.
Well, and it has some moments like that.
Yeah,
but it's not all that.
No, and thank goodness it wasn't because I'd be like, oh, please, I really don't want to hear a breakup for 2 hours.
Well, one of the things that's interesting is because there's no other than the 2 talking at the airport, and of course they seem to have some weird interactions with the overhead PA voice guy.
Josh Lucas.
It was interesting. This is where maybe the stage playwright of it comes in. How they reveal the story without telling it. Like the first thing, well, you left me 25 years ago, or you did this, or you did this. It was they said something, and then a few minutes later, another piece of dialogue comes out in what seems like organic conversation that then gives you additional information on something they had talked about earlier. So I really thought it was layered really well, and then they were peeling back like the layers of an onion on this relationship that they had. And why did it end? And whose fault was it? And what happened since? And where are they now? Like, it wasn't just start to finish, and it wasn't. It made fun of like sappy rom-coms. Like, did you see we unplugged the movie poster of Rom-Com the movie so he could plug in his phone charger? Yeah. So there's all that kind of stuff. And halfway through the movie, I thought, I wonder if this is going to be one of those things where there's going to be internet videos later where it says, fan theory, they were dead the whole time, or something like that. But it wasn't. But
well, the word I think of, and I don't know if you said this, organic. The conversations were very organic. They just felt natural. It didn't feel like a stage play, although it obviously was. And that's to the credit to the actors.
Yeah, and they carry. I mean, they have to because it's just them. In fact, the credits are 3. Meg Ryan, David Duchovny, and Hal Stinnett, or whatever the voice. Hal Liggett.
Who's not a real person. That's a pseudonym for somebody. And I swear it's Josh Lucas, but I may be wrong. But anyway, in fact, the voice of the announcer in the airport said some pretty crazy stuff. And at first it's all like, hey, check your flights. We're having problems, blah, blah, blah. Delays here and there. And then
that's not a thing. Yes, it is.
Yeah, then he would like respond to them in weird ways. I thought it was cute. I just kind of felt the spark for Meg again, like I had in, Sleepless and
and that's what I say. I mean, it's very superficial, but that's all.
What was with the limp, though? Why did she have to have a limp?
I don't know. Is that like a real thing with her? I was wondering about that.
Well, she mentioned it. She had to wear a boot, but I thought, well, that's kind of an odd thing to throw in a romantic.
Well, I don't want to say why she wears a boot because that's part of the story. But that is what happens later, and I do think it will charm some people. But Steve, before we run out of time, we need to talk about Rustin.
Okay.
I can handle all the grunt work. Rally the young. We are going to put together the largest peaceful protest made up of angelic troublemakers such as yourself. How many bodies does it take to surround the White House?
How many? Sorry, I thought that was a setup for a joke. You literally want me to find out?
All right, now I didn't get to see this one, so tell us about it.
Coleman Domingo plays Bayard Rustin. He is a civil rights leader from the 60s. In fact, he was gay, and he was very close to Martin Luther King. At one point, the NAACP, they wanted to do a protest at a Democratic convention in 1960, bring 5,000 black people there to do a protest, and the NAACP says, I'll make a phone call and call the press and tell them that Martin Luther King and his queen will be there.
Oh, man.
And it's not Coretta. And I thought, oh, man. And even years later, when they planned the march, which was in 1963, this is the march that, just wanted to get everyone to the Lincoln Memorial, and the I Have a Dream speech.
Oh, I think it's called the March on Washington.
Yeah,
actually.
that's it. March on Washington.
Yeah.
And at first, he's such a great organizer, and that's what was brilliant about this. Yes, he was gay. So what? But they really had issues with it. It didn't want. They thought it would kind of ruin the drive. The whole purpose of the thing was, wait a minute, you got that guy, can't have that. And even Martin kind of turned his back on him for a while, but when he doesn't, it is the most eloquent, beautiful speech you've ever heard when he comes back in support of his dear friend.
Rustin.
Yeah, and it is a great movie.
So what letter grade?
I gave this a B+. It's fantastic. I was really surprised how much. It's only playing at the Broadway for now, but it will be on, I think, Netflix coming up in the near future.
In the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I'll find out for you.
Okay. All right. So that is Rustin on The Movie Show.
It's 11:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour. A man is dead following an early morning shooting in the West Bountiful Lowe's parking lot. West Bountiful Police Chief Brandon Erickson says they believe the suspect, 31-year-old Jake Jackson, fled the scene after the shooting. They were able to locate a female witness who they said was involved with both parties.
She was here on scene. She also left in the vehicle. We quickly located her. She was also our caller.
Now police have confirmed that they've located Jackson in Grand County, Utah. As of last update, they had spiked his vehicle on Highway 191 south of Moab and were trying to talk him out of the vehicle. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Authorities still looking for more information about a male driver who breached the gates at a nuclear facility in South Carolina. ABC's Liz Landers has more.
Authorities in upstate South Carolina are investigating an incident at a nuclear station that occurred Thursday night. A driver barreled through security gates and fences at the Ocney nuclear station, attempting to hit a truck with a security officer in it. After the male driver left the property, he pulled onto another property nearby where shots were fired. The source of the shots in that area is unknown, according to authorities. The Ocney County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation, and the FBI is also aware. Liz Landers, ABC News, Washington.
Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average having an update, 263 points up right now, and the NASDAQ is up 179 points on the day. And our KSL weather looks like we'll have clouds through the weekend and an increased chance of rain by Tuesday. That's next. KSL News Time, 11:33.
Start your days with knowledgeable, friendly voices telling you about the latest news and weather out there.
Hi, this is Tim Hughes and Amanda Dixon
In the business of waking you up each morning from 5 to 9.
on KSL News Radio.
Earlier this summer, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and that was very concerning for me because of some family history that went along with it. But I asked the doctor, is it reversible? And he said, yeah, if you act now. So one of the things I needed to do was lose weight. So what I did is I started my SOTA weight loss journey 6 weeks ago. And in the last 6 weeks, I have dropped just under 30 pounds of fat weight. And I feel great. And the best part of it all is I went to and had my blood drawn yesterday. And when I got it back, my A1C, which it marks your blood sugar and it's what tells you if you're diabetic, was half of what it was back at the beginning of June, and that is for certain because of the things that have happened based on the benefits from SOTA weight loss. So I want you to go to sotaweightloss.com, SOTA weightloss.com, and check out the reviews of the 8,200 other people who have been positively affected by SOTA, as I have. Again, I've been averaging 5 pounds a week loss, just under that, over 6 weeks, and I'm only halfway to my goal, so I'm excited to see what the future still holds.
Get ready, Utah! It's Medicare annual enrollment period, so why not make enrolling easier with United Healthcare? Whether you choose our online tools or over-the-phone support, United Healthcare will help you compare options so you can choose a plan with confidence. This is Medicare made for Utah, trusted everywhere. Explore our wide range of plans by calling United Healthcare today at 1-855-MEET-UHC. That's 1-855-MEET-UHC. Annual enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th, so call today.
I'm Salt Lake City Mayor Erin Mendenhall. Homelessness has grown throughout the country, and so has our city's response. We're building unprecedented amounts of housing for our unsheltered neighbors. We've also partnered to build a tiny home community, and we're setting up a safe, legal central campsite. We're working on sustainable solutions to homelessness, and for the first time in a long time, we are not doing it alone. No amount of crime is okay, but crime in Salt Lake City is at its lowest in years. We're putting more officers on the street, reducing response times, improving training, and we've partnered with the feds to take violent repeat offenders off our streets. I've worked hard to make our city safer. That's why our police and firefighters have endorsed me for a second term. I'm determined to keep our city moving forward, and I won't let anyone take us back. Learn more at erinmendenhall.com. Paid for by Erin Mendenhall for Salt Lake City.
You trust us for news and information in your car. Now trust us at home. KSL News Radio is your window to the outside world, keeping you informed on the latest breaking news, weather, traffic, sports, and more. Listen on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device. Just say, Alexa, open KSL News Radio, or listen on the KSL News Radio app. Text the word app to 57500. KSL News Radio, Utah's all-day companion for news.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Ricky Meese.
Right now, I'm looking at a new accident. I don't think it's been there, but maybe a few minutes. Looks to be involving multiple vehicles, 3 to 4 involved. Northbound I-15 prior to 106 South in Sandy, and 2 of the center lanes are blocked to traffic. And we still have the cleanup of an earlier accident, but it is in the final clearing stages at the ramp from I-215 southbound at Union Park. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, cloudy with warmer daytime temperatures through Monday, and then there's a 60% chance of rain on Tuesday. Right now, we're at 58 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
The KSL Movie Show. Telephone Torture.
Yes, it is time for Telephone Torture, sponsored by Megaplex Theaters. Best place to see a movie in Utah. And with these amazing prizes, if you happen to win Telephone Torture today, Steve, what do you win?
You get a big old tub of popcorn, 2 drinks, and 2 tickets.
To a movie of your choice.
And this week, if you want to see Field of Dreams on the big screen, $1.
Me and my dad went and saw that for my birthday movie year it came out.
Oh,
that was my birthday movie, Field of Dreams.
One of my favorite.
The Natural
films.
is still my favorite baseball movie, though. Sorry.
Yeah, right up until she shoots him.
That's part of the drama, man. And you just spoil it. Fine.
Yeah.
All right, so the theme today is an Elvis Presley movie, either about Elvis or starring Elvis. And the number to call is 801-575-TALK, 801-575-8255. While we get some callers, we'll quickly explain. Steve's got 4 questions for you, for listeners.
If you
You'll
get this after
one
one,
shot
I'm gonna...
per question. So listen to the other questions, especially if you're in the line. If you get it right, you win the Megaplex prize pack. If we get 4 questions asked without a correct answer, we will take the first correct text at 57500. So even if you're not able to call and you want to just take a shot at winning, if you know the answer, text it to 57500, and we'll pick the first winner if none of our callers get it. And remember, today we're going to give away an extra prize, which is tickets, a 4-pack of tickets to see The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes on Monday, November 13th. That's a full 4 days before it opens. And you can take you and 3 of your friends or family members. But we will also give that to whoever answers this correctly on the text line. So, a guaranteed winner coming from the text line for the Hunger Games tickets.
Gotcha.
And you could also, or somebody else could win
both?
The Megaplex prize. No, you can't win both.
Oh.
Megaplex prize pack if we don't get a winner from our callers. So,
got it.
Our first caller / victim, Kurt. Kurt, do you like Elvis?
I love Elvis.
Steve. Then let's hear Steve's question. Let's see, Kurt, how well
If you get this after one, I'm going to have to hurt you, Kurt. All right, here we go. This film not only features Elvis, but also a former U.S. president.
U.S. president. Is that
I'll give you a hint.
Nixon?
I'm sorry, what was your answer?
I don't know it.
Okay, so just want to just guess the name of an Elvis movie.
Well, the great one is the clam bake.
The clam bake. Steve, you're already Steve's favorite
you know
person.
what? I might just give it to
Gustavo, is that correct?
You're killing me, Small.
Oh, Kurt, good try, though. We appreciate you calling. All right, who's our next victim / Jeff? Jeff, do you know Elvis?
I knew him.
You knew him personally? You cut off there.
Well, I hope so.
Hey, listen, Bass Reeves was the inspiration for the Lone Ranger.
I did not know that.
Huh. I'd heard that, I think, but a long time ago.
All right, here we go then.
It doesn't give you an answer here, but okay, that's
okay.
good.
Steve, let's see what he's got.
All right, the actor who plays Elvis is also famous for playing another character named Ash.
Okay, it's Kurt Russell.
Okay, so is there a movie about Elvis with Kurt Russell? You want to guess a name?
At the World's Fair in Seattle.
Okay, is that correct, Gustavo? Oh, good guess. Appreciate you playing. All right,
sounded like a yes.
No, N to the O to
but
the
the
no,
World's
no,
Fair.
no. How does that sound like a yes to you?
Yeah. Just sounded too nice.
That is not a yes. Okay, so who's our third guy? Matt. I said guy, and I should have been wrong, but I'm not wrong. Matt, are you an Elvis guy? Do you think you got the answer before we give the question?
I don't know on this one, so I'm going to have to hear the third clue.
All right.
Well, according to this film, the real Elvis didn't die on the commode at Graceland, but was actually an Elvis impersonator who, well, he was really Elvis, but he became an Elvis impersonator, and that's how he...
So Elvis turned into an Elvis impersonator
instead
of dying.
He switched roles with it, and the real guy, the Elvis impersonator is one that died on the...
Interesting. All right, what do you got?
I'll go with Elvis and Nixon.
Elvis and Nixon. Is that correct, Gustavo? Oh, a great guess. At least you got that it was Elvis and a president, so that's a good start, but that is not correct. So those of you who have texted in Elvis and Nixon, you are wrong. You may want to text in another answer.
I threw him off with that one.
He did. All right, last call. This is the last chance for a caller to win. Then we're going to have to go to the text line. Steve, have you made this too tough?
We'll see.
All right, who's our next? Joel. Joel, all of the hopes of a lot of
And
texters.
dreams.
Actually, so far, I don't think it's any texters' hopes are riding on this because nobody's got. Oh, we've gotten a correct answer texted in.
Uh-oh.
So it's up to you. Either you win or this texter is going to win the Megaplex prize pack. Joel,
no pressure.
Here you go.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
All right.
Elvis,
Well, the last guy-
Elvis and
Oh, go ahead.
JFK team up to stop an Egyptian mummy from soul-sucking their friends at the Shady Rest retirement home. Name that movie.
That sounds like more than one person didn't die where they were supposed to have.
This is Elvis.
This is Elvis. Is that correct, Gustavo?
No.
I can't believe nobody got it.
Oh, Joel, I appreciate you playing, man.
So JFK was played by Ozzie Davis.
JFK was played. Okay, well, we've only got one correct answer, so either our friend whose text or whose phone number ends in 0429 wins both packages, but we need somebody to send in the correct answer besides our friend here on the text line. Let's see. Here's some guesses, Steve, that are incorrect. Finding Graceland, incorrect. Elvis and Kennedy. It's a good try.
Well, that's
Good
a
try.
sequel.
Elvis has left the building.
These are not movies. Is that a movie?
No. Blue Hawaii.
Well, that is a movie.
GI Blues.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest Gump.
Okay.
That was a good guess. I got to give him that. But, all right, here we go then. Our winner of the Megaplex prize pack. Oh, we've got another winner. Okay, we've got texts in. Excellent. The answer, Steve?
The answer is Bubba Hotep. I know it sounds crazy, but Elvis, nobody in the retirement home believed that he was Elvis. And he goes, I switched with a guy, and then our records got burned, and so he ended up being me, and I ended up staying him. He lived his
At least
career.
in a retirement home, there weren't any 14-year-olds.
No. Oh, you're going to go back there?
I'm going to go back to that in Priscilla.
Yeah, and Elvis and the JFK played by Ozzie Davis. He goes, "What, dude? You know JFK was white." He goes, "They died me after the assassination attempt."
Oh my!
I mean, it is hilarious.
So it's a very funny movie.
It is a very funny movie.
What year?
2002.
Bubba Hotep is the correct answer, and we have our winner of the Megaplex prize pack. Just look for a text from Gustavo asking for your information, and then everyone else who has texted in a correct answer of Bubba Hotep and is interested in winning those tickets to the Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes playing at the Geneva Theaters in Orem, the Megaplex Geneva, on Monday the 13th, because you got to use these. If you're going to win them, you got to use them.
Yeah, it's
the
at
Megaplex
Geneva.
prize pack you can use on whatever. This is when you got to go to that screening.
And by the way, Bruce Campbell played Elvis in this movie.
Who played Ash in The Evil Dead.
That's right.
All right, so if you want to be entered in to win those tickets, please send a text, the words Bubba Hotep, to 57500. We will take texts through the end of the show, and then that's the cutoff.
Now, Hotep is, there's a hyphen in it.
HO/TEP.
No, dash.
I said slash, but I meant dash. So, yeah. And that is Telephone Torture, sponsored by our good friends at the Megaplex Theaters. The movie show coming to you live. We're running out of time now, Melissa, for people to get this $10 gift card to Amazon, an e-gift card, by being one of the first 10 during this break who make an appointment for a free sleep screening and a free sleep consultation. And why you want to do this, if maybe you weren't listening earlier when we were talking about this, if you're having trouble sleeping, whether it's snoring, whether it's other things, maybe you find yourself waking up a lot to use the bathroom. It may not be what you think it is, the reason that you got to use the bathroom. It might be that you're not falling into a deep enough sleep for your body to work like it's supposed to, and you end up waking up. And I only know that because that's what happened to me before I finally got my sleep apnea corrected.
Yeah, and let's talk about the brain with sleep apnea. If you have untreated sleep apnea, likely your oxygen levels are too low during the night, and our brains really need oxygen, obviously. So things like anxiety, depression, memory loss, confusion, all linked to untreated sleep apnea. But down the road, if you don't do something about this, your risk for things like dementia is much higher. And no, I don't think anybody wants to deal with that, and your family members don't want to deal with that either. And this is such an easy fix for a serious problem.
Plus, people are so grouchy when they're tired.
They are. You're right. And
Let's not minimize that.
that comes from your brain too, right? So anyway, untreated sleep apnea, it really affects your brain. And none of those things are pleasant things to deal with.
So if you're over 40, you really need to do this.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you're over 30, why not do it? I mean, here's the thing. You're going to get a $10 Amazon e-gift card if you call 801-716-8672. You're going to get a free sleep screening and a free sleep consultation. So you have nothing to lose.
Right.
If you've ever snored in your life, why don't you call and make an appointment and just find out?
Think of it like a health screening. We reach certain ages and we do certain screenings like mammograms, colonoscopies, things like that, just to rule problems out. And that's what a sleep screening is too. At the very least, let's rule it out. And if you have it, let's fix it so that you can stay healthy.
And let me tell you, once you fix it, you can't believe you ever did it any other way. And you'll be surprised at what a difference a full night's sleep, the way your body's designed to sleep, what the difference it is and how you feel, and not just when you wake up, but throughout the entire day.
I know. Just think about it. What would it feel like to wake up in the morning and feel ready for your day and not be tired and dragging till bedtime?
Don't worry about it. The sleep, you can do the sleep study at home. You guys have a whole kit that the people will take home. It takes one night. And then you'll have your consultation, and you'll find out if you need to keep going and try an oral appliance therapy to treat your sleep apnea without the use of a CPAP. And that's the magic words for some people, Melissa.
For sure. And it's a great time of year with health insurance and meeting deductibles or needing to use HSA or flex spending. Don't miss this window if that's you.
So call 801-716-8672 for Sound Sleep Medical.
This is Derek Miller speaking on business. Human trafficking occurs in every state and is vigorously prosecuted here in Utah. On the prevention side is the Three Strands Foundation, led in Utah by Terry Palmer, who's here with more.
One strand of a string can easily be broken, but 3 strands woven together are strong. At 3 Strands, we bring together the 3 strands of employment, education, and engagement to strengthen the fight against human trafficking and exploitation. One of the key strands is education through the PROTECT program. Utah educators are trained to identify physical signs and behaviors that might indicate a student is being victimized. Participants are also equipped with the resources needed to report cases of exploitation and help connect victims with services. We also offer age-appropriate curriculum to students to help prevent the crime before it starts. Students are taught to identify abusive tactics and signs of exploitation that occur both online and in person. In Utah, over 50,000 school staff have taken the PROTECT program, and we look forward to teaching tens of thousands of students this year through this Utah State Board of Education approved training.
The FBI estimates that more than 100,000 children in the United States are victims of human trafficking. To join the fight, search the internet for the Three Strands Foundation. I'm Derek Miller with the Salt Lake Chamber, speaking on business.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our 15s. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Movie reviews and Hollywood news. The KSL Movie Show.
Well, congratulations to our winner of the Megaplex prize pack who guessed Bubba Hotep. We will take you, if you want to text the word Bubba Hotep to 57500 between now and the end of the show, you will be entered to win a 4-pack of tickets to see The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes on Monday, November 13th at the Megaplex